Welcome to video 10 of Learn to Read Music Without Playing an Instrument. Today we are looking at the sharp key signatures. This is the last of the key signature videos. Sharp key signatures work similarly to flat key signatures. You keep adding a sharp to the right of the previous ones. I'll go quickly through this video because learning key signatures is really just about exposure, repetition, seeing them, using them. We've talked about this symbol when we learned the pitch names. Do you remember what it's called? In music, it's called a sharp. One sharp is the key of G major, also E minor. The first sharp goes on the F line. Two sharps, D major, B minor. Three sharps, A major, also F sharp minor. Why is it F sharp minor instead of F or F natural minor? Because there is a sharp on the F line, making all of the Fs throughout the music sharp. Four sharps, E major, C sharp minor. Notice how each new sharp is added to a line or space to the right of the previous sharps. Keep that in mind because if we're looking here at six sharps, B major, G sharp, minor, you can see that if you look at the very last sharp, the one closest to the key signature, the one most to the right, this sharp is on the A space. If you go up one line or space from the final sharp, in this case, you land on the B line. And this is the key of B major. I'll go through this in a little more detail, more practice with this in the bonus material. But for now, just keep that in mind, a little trick, and let's do some practice with sharp key signatures. Also remember that if it's too overwhelming to memorize the major and minor names, you can focus on learning just the major keys for now. I got really excited to practice, but there's actually two more key signatures. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sharps. If we look at the rightmost sharp, it's on the E space. Go up one line or space from the last sharp. We land on the F line. This is the key of F sharp major. Why F sharp instead of F natural? Because there's already a sharp on the F line, making all of the Fs in the piece of music F sharp. And finally, we have 7 sharps, the key of C sharp major or A sharp minor. Now, I know 7 sharps or 7 flats can be really overwhelming. It's just a bunch to look at, and you're like, how am I ever going to know? How do I even know it's 7? I got to sit there and count it. Yeah, I do too. However, once you figure out and count that there are indeed 7 sharps there or 7 flats, these are actually the easiest to learn because it's the most. There's never 8 sharps or 8 flats. So when you see the key signature with the most of either accidental, the one with the most is some kind of C. If it's the most sharps, it's a C sharp key, C sharp major. If it's the most flats, it's C flat major. So you'll remember C natural key signature had nothing in the key signature. So for the C major keys, you either have nothing for C major, or you have everything, all of it, for the flat or the sharp. So C is actually a little easier, in my opinion, to remember if you can remember that 7 is the most of the flat or the sharps. All right, now we get to practice. Here is a title from a piece of music. What would you expect the key signature to be from this title? All right, E major has 4 sharps. The final sharp is on the D line. Go up 1 line or space. We land on the E space, making this E major. If in this slide you are pausing to try to name the note pitches and note values, don't get intimidated by there being more than one note in a vertical space. Just read each clef, left to right, top to bottom. So in this case, we would have an A natural quarter note. I'm looking at the treble clef, the G clef. So A natural quarter note, A natural eighth note, G sharp eighth note, A natural eighth note, E natural quarter note, B natural eighth note. Now, I don't think I have shown you the natural accidental or symbol yet, but it's that little weird distorted box thing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sharps here. Even if this is a little small to see exactly where they're placed, hopefully you can at least count. There are 7, giving us the key of C sharp major or A sharp minor. All right, the very last one to practice with. What key signature is this? The one that starts it all. Whoops, too far. G major, also E minor. All right, we are through with the key signatures. You are more than halfway through with this course. Next time, we will learn a few of the dynamic markings. Dynamics are what give music its expression, part of what gives music its expression. So until the next video, don't be overwhelmed by key signatures. Just practice or know that as you work with them, it becomes easier. And I'm so happy you're learning to read music.